Hello everyone, it is me, Mobile Spirit, and I am back here today to well, I'm playing a different game than I usually do because I just recently got back into this game, and I'm going to give you guys, or anybody who watches this, I'm just gonna give some basic beginner tips. So yeah, alright. So if you guys are wondering how I can run really fast, there's a lot of things that I'm gonna tell you in this video. So let's start off with the first basic thing with controllers. Whenever you're firing, like say you're say an enemy is like right there. You don't want to like continuously jump like up in the air and then like start doing that. Is that you don't want to jump while you're shooting, because I'm gonna jump, but then I'm gonna continuously shoot and you're gonna see something. Alright, look. Alright, hold on. Here we go. Alright, here, I'll give you a little better listen. Yeah, that was me like pressing down my R2 button and my X button. Yeah, you never want to continuously like jump. Just hold on, let me get out a submachine gun if I have one. Yeah, right here. So what you never want to do is, well, there's a problem that Destiny has. So hold on, let me get to like a clean wall. Alright, you're right here. Look. If you see it correctly, there's a delay. There's a delay in the shots. And that's pretty bad if you're trying to use a submachine gun in the air. And there's also a thing with okay, well, I'm gonna stop talking about like, you know, the gist of battle, and I'm gonna talk about the hunters. Because the hunters, a lot of people say that the hunters, like, it's a situation, and like Titans and Warlocks, yeah, they can escape from battle pretty easily, like, but there are certain things of hunters, because a lot of people mistake hunters for them wanting to be fast. Hunters are not supposed to be fast. You can make them fast, but sometimes it won't save you in battle, because you'll just end up running into more enemies. Sometimes it may happen. But I have a boost, but I just only have like one boost. And I'm running really fast because I have a lightweight revolver, and I have a boost with my arc staff, and I'll go into that detail in a bit. But yeah, the one thing you want to do with your hunter is so there are two types of jumps. I'm gonna cover this real quick. I'm gonna cover this really quick and then move on. So look, there is a tap jump or a light jump like that, and this is good for like peeking over walls. And then there's a hold. So you go up a little bit more. Alright, look. Here, watch this. That's the hold. Or hold on, let me see if I can get a higher one. Yeah, that's the hold. This is the tap. You see, it may not look like a big difference, but it really is. You never know how much difference it's gonna make. Because you can go a high jump, like you can do a whole jump, and somebody can easily snipe you if they're tracking your like movements. So say you go behind here, and then they know you're hiding behind that wall, and you do that. Sometimes people who are really good with snipers can easily like one tap you in the head and you just die. But if you do just a light tap, you're barely exposing any part of your head, which is kind of a good thing. Because you can like peek over and see who's over there, like that. And it's really good for like, I'm just saying it's a really good tactic to use, because I do it all the time. Because I'll just be like, I'll be running right here, and I feel like I want to peek over there, but I feel like I don't, so I just do that. or I'll do a jump and then I'll crouch back down, and then once I know where they're at, I will try to transition into a different like area. Like say if they're like right over there, camping over there, I jump up and I see them and I'm like, okay, I go, and then I see them and they don't see me running away, running around them, because I'm behind the wall, so they don't know if I'm running or not. And since they're focused over there, I can easily go back here and start like shooting at them. So that's a good tactic, and it can save you in battle a lot. There's also a thing with snipers and bows too. A lot of people say that this works better with snipers, but it can also work with bows too. Hold on, let me just do something real quick. Alright, so let me get back to the spot. Alright. And this also is going to tie in with the thing I'm going to tell you. Alright, so look. So you do this, you peek out, you fire, and then you immediately go back into cover. This is a very, very good thing to do. Because you can combine this technique actually. You can jump over, you can look at them, and then you can like predict where they're at, get ready, and then once you see them, fire and go immediately back. It's a good combo to use, and I only use it sort of because I haven't really mastered it yet. And it's just, you go up here, oh, you see them, and then you like predict where they're gonna be at, and then you pull it back, and then you wait, you see them, you fire, and then you dive back into cover. Right, but now I'm gonna go over the hunter's abilities now. So personally, I like to use the Arc Strider. I sometimes use the Night Stalker, but I don't always. The only thing I use is this one. I use this, and I use this on the Arc Strider, because these two have something that the Gunslinger doesn't, and they both give you a speed boost right here. Focus breathing. The sprinting recharges your dodge ability. It increases your maximum sprint speed. So look, so this is how it's different. So when they dodge, basically you dodge, and then it takes a bit for it to, okay, well this is mayhem, so that's how long it takes. It'll take longer in normal game modes. So it was around 5 to 6 or 4 seconds, or it was around 4 to 5 to 6 seconds. And this is what I think it is whenever you sprint. You sprint, it recharges a lot faster. Alright, so let me 1, 2, 3. It takes 3 seconds to recharge when you're sprinting, but when you're not sprinting, 1, 2, 3, 4, it takes around 4 to 5 seconds for it to charge whenever you're not sprinting. And I think that's good. And also, there is a good thing too with the Arc Strider, the Gambler's Dodge. This I would prefer to choose it over the Marksman Dodge, because I have something on my character that I don't need to use the Gambler's, or not the Gambler's, the Marksman's Dodge. So I always use Gambler's Dodge. Also, a lot of people like high jump. Not high jump, I mean, sorry, triple jump, because it gives you the most distance maneuver, because you can strafe. It was a bad example there, but hold on. Alright, so like, do this, and you get back on it. So yeah, you basically can change directions as soon as you jump, and if you don't see them, then you just go back over there or something. Yeah. So basically, yeah, that's a good one. There's also high jump and strafe jump. High jump is which it makes you go pretty high, like this. And this is good if you have a certain legging for the hunter, which is the stompies. They basically increase your sprint speed and your jump height, and I think they do something else. I don't know if that's the only two things it does, but the one things I do know of, it increases your take take this into mind. You can't have there's sprint caps. You can only have 2 sprint buffs, which is the sprint cap maximum. And I think the same thing is for the jump height too. Is 2. Those are the 2. You can only have 2 sprint buffs, and I think 2 boost or jump buffs. And then there's strafe jump. Strafe jump right here. This allows more directional movement. So you can go over here and then, alright, so say you can, and then you can like change over here. So say you're jumping here, and then you can like, I don't really know what strafe jump does. I don't use it like at all, but I only use it in certain occasions. But I mostly stick to high jump and triple jump. I would use high jump sort of in raids, but that's really it. So moving on with lightning reflexes. This basically means you are harder to kill or harder to damage when you're dodging. So say someone's like firing from over there, and they're like firing, and then like you get into your red area, you can activate your dodge, and you'll be harder to hit. And this is also a thing too with arc staff, or with the arc staff. You do this, you can get closer to the enemy, and it'll also be harder for them to kill you. And also with the damage resistance of the super, it'll make for an easy, clean kill if you can get close enough and just like, you know, go to ham on them. But yeah, there's also another thing too with the gambler's dodge that you can do. It may be hard to pull off on console because mostly a lot of people on mouse and keyboard use it, and it's really easy for them because they can just easily flick. So this is what I'm going to show you. So say someone's like, you know, firing right from over there, and you're running, you can go and you can dive over there. It's basically like you can turn a corner with the dodge. And since one of the things with the arc thing is you're harder to get damaged while you're dodging, it's a good way to escape into cover, and you can just continue running away and like, you know, move in different directions and all that. So I'll show it to you guys again. Say someone's like firing from like over there, they fire at me, I'm like, okay, that was a bad one. I meant to dodge, not to slide. So they're firing from behind, and it's just like you dive quickly into cover, and then you can start running away, or you can try to like try to get cover, recover some health, and fight back. But yeah, it's also a good thing too. And let's move on to the next one. So it is combat meditation. Yes. So this is a good one too. Whenever you're critically wounded, the current recharge speed of your grenade and your melee ability will be boosted if you're like in the red area of your health bar. And you'll tell when you're critically wounded. Your screen will have, you know, a bunch of blood around it, and it'll like give you like a loud noise telling you that you're critically wounded. And yeah, so like it basically boosts that. It boosts your melee and grenade ability recharge. Now let's move on to the next one. And here, disorienting blow. When you strike an enemy with a melee ability that you have equipped, it disorients them and the enemies nearby. So basically what it means, it's basically an arc wave. It's a lightning wave is what it's saying. You hit, like say you hit someone, like so say this is a person, basically what you do is it hits the person, and then electricity goes around. It is in a radius. It's not a big radius, but it's a good radius if you're like, if people are in a group, you can disorient them, and then like your teammates could like swoop in and like, you know, take them out. But yeah, it's a good thing to do in a group if you're being surrounded. Say like you punch them, you go down, and they're all disoriented like around them. Then your teammates can come in and, you know, finish cleaning up. Because they're disoriented, they can't really, like, you know, they're like, what's happening and all that. But yeah. The speed boost on the hunter is a really good thing too. But I'm going to go into deeper detail of what I have that's paired well with my thing. And I'm going to tell you what I have that requires me not to have the marksman dodge. This looks good. The marksman dodge looks good. It says dodge, perform an evasive maneuver with a steady hand. Dodging automatically reloads the current weapon you control. It doesn't reload all your weapons. It reloads the current weapon you have in your hand. So say I have like this. I have this in my hand. I dodge, and I didn't equip it. That's just the item I have on my character. I didn't equip the marksman dodge. It's just the thing I have on. But yeah, if you dodge, yeah, you'll basically reload your weapon unless you don't have any ammo reserves. Then it doesn't stay. Then you don't reload anything. And then there. So yeah, I don't need the gambler. I don't need the marksman dodge because I have this. It pairs really well. I have the Dragon Shadow. It's a really good one. It has a very good ability. Oh, let me just... never mind, okay. It says dodging reloads all your weapons. It increases both movement and weapon handling speeds for a brief time. So, movement and weapon handling speeds. So this basically increases, I think, your like speed, I guess, and also handling for weapon speeds. And the handling on a weapon, and this may have gotten you all confused, like what's the stability and handling. It can sound like, you know, the same. Stability is the recoil of the weapon. Handling is how you can pull it, is the fastest you can like pull it out. So the handling on this bow is really high, I think. Yeah, the handling is really high on it, so it's like a second or a point second or something that it takes up for a bit, and then I can pull this out pretty fast because the handling is high on it too. But let's see if I can take a weapon that doesn't have good handling. Right here. Right. So, alright, look. You see how slow that was compared to my bow? It's slow to pull out. And it's like handling is very important in battle, especially with shotguns, cause you can fire like any other weapon, and then you can easily, like, you know, take out a shotgun, and you can just like run up to them and just like, or if they're pretty close to you, you can pull out a shotgun pretty fast, and you can just shoot them and, you know, kill them. So it's really, really good to remember a lot of this stuff because it helps you a lot. And there's also a thing that people do on console, well, on PC a lot, and it's sliding into corners like that. So I'll give you a better example. So say if someone's right here and I don't know that they're there, but this is what you would do. You would do that, and you would check. Let me give you a better one, like that. But make sure not to like immediately flick. Just make sure to like make sure you're like already like looking this way, looking the direction, and then you won't have to move as much. Cause say if you're like looking like directly this way, you would have to like move over a lot. Make sure you know where you're aiming and know where you're looking. Just like this. And it's really good with shotguns too. So say I have a shotgun in my hand and someone's like right, and they're walking up here. They're walking up the stairs. And then you can just go right there and boom. And they'll either get really damaged, and then you can like finish them with a melee. Cause they're like close to you, you can run up and just melee. Also, what you don't want to do is you don't always want to expect them to be in the same spot every time. You don't want to expect them to be the closest to the stairs, because they can easily be like somewhere over here, and you never know how bad your aim can get. So you can be like this, you're like firing there, but then you realize they're right there, and they can start shooting at you. Alright, but now I'm gonna move on to my other subclass, the Night Stalker. And this is a good ability for a good super too, because this one also grants a speed boost, but hear me out. You can it has something different to the other one, Keen Scout. You can sprint and sneak faster, so you can sneak faster. It may not look like much, but it's a big help if you're trying to like peek corners while you're crouching. Cause say like you're like trying to do this, trying to peek, and you can get in and out of, like, you know, like when you're crouching you do this and you can get back in. It's a big help. You really won't know until you like try it yourself. And let's go on to the next one.
5 minutes. Could go your way. Could go theirs.
Yeah. Alright, so then there's Vanishing Step, and I'll cover this one in a bit. There's a Snare Bomb and a Vanishing Step. So you basically have your dodge. It's the same thing, but you vanish when you dodge. Sorry, look. And this goes well with my chest piece, because I'll have a ton of buffs. I'll have my sprint buff from the sprint and sneak faster, and then I'll have the vanishing step, and then I'll have the chest piece, which reloads all my weapons and increases my speed and my weapons. I think, was it handling speed? Yeah, it says it buffs movement. So basically it improves my speed and weapon handling. So you can dodge, and then you can be invisible, and then you can have someone right here, and then it increases your stability or the handling. So you can pull out any weapon faster. See, look, watch this. Look. That's really fast. And now we're gonna show you what it's like when I don't have the buff. See, it's a lot faster with the buff, and it goes well with vanishing, because you can, you can pull out a bow, and then you can just do that, and then you can pull it out, and then do that. And with a handling like really good, this combination would be deadly with shotguns and hand cannons. So say that this is a shotgun. See, I'm running away from a guy who's shooting over there. I run over here, I dodge to vanish, and then the guy comes up here. I have my hand cannon out, and I can easily pull out my shotgun and shoot at him. And then you'll still have the buff immediately after, whenever you fire your shotgun, so you can easily switch back to the weapon and just finish him off. It's a really good way to get a ton of... I would say the Night Stalker is pretty deadly whenever you're getting away, because you don't want to be face to face with somebody who has the chest piece I have on, and the branch of the skills. Also, this let's go to the last one before we have to end it. And these are just some quick little tips that you guys can use. And also here, deadfall. Though the white anchors fire from the shadow shot become traps and wait for prey. So what this does, it fires, you fire it. So what it does when somebody gets near it, like an enemy, not your teammates, it'll burst. So you wait for it. It'll probably, yeah. Whenever someone steps near it, it does that, and it'll like pull an anchor towards the enemy, and any damage that you do to them while they're in the anchor of your super is precision damage. So if you're trying to get precision challenges done, it is a good avenue for you to do that. Because say if you have like a high damage revolver or a hand cannon, or you just have something that can fire really, really fast, like a submachine gun, you can fire it down, and they activate it, and they're pulled into with the
1
anchor,
minute.
and then you
Hit
can
them
just
hard.
immediately fire on them, and it slows down their movement speed and it disorients them. So it'll give them a lot of harder time to escape and to look where you're at and who's shooting at them. But yeah, it's really a good thing to do. The speed boosts are good, and they're mostly to help you get away from like challenging battles. These are just some beginner tips. So that's really it, basically.
Victory is all I ask. Good.